Alhamdulillah, 32 new high-ticket clients with my agency in just 1 month. This was one of the best months ever, but also one of the most hectic months of my life. So many lessons learned, so I decided to make a full in-depth video showing and sharing exactly how we did that and how we added a potential of a new 50 to 60k per month with this agency, and also all the mistakes that I made along the way. So if you have a service-based agency as a Muslim, search no further, alright? Pay attention, focus, log in, put this video on full screen because we're diving deep today.
Assalamu alaikum. Alright, so today we're going to dive deep into the steps that I took to, Alhamdulillah, close 32 new high-ticket clients in just 1 month. It was the craziest month ever, but it was on purpose. And it was literally by just changing one thing, as you can see right over here. So by just changing one thing within your service-based business, the way you approach it, your sales, your acquisition, you are able, inshallah, to make sales like never before. All right, now pay attention. So it all starts with the current situation where I was in before I closed this amount of clients, all right? Because this is not usual, and this is also not most of the time how you start. So it started for me with, I already had my agency, marketing agency. We were helping other clients with lead generation and these kinds of, and this agency at that time for your brand had 7 active clients. So it was already an existing business. We had a few like team members, like employees and stuff like that. And we had 7 active clients, as you can see right over here, that were paying around 1 to 2k a month for our services. And they were happy, they were okay with it. So we were making okay amount of money. We were making more than 10k consistently, but I wanted to scale further. I was in the stage of building a team, everything was going pretty well, and the clients were happy. And this is the most important part. Like you can see right over here, I mean, the clients were happy, they were paying, and I was like, let's scale, let's grow, let's go, you know, Bismillah. But unfortunately, for some reason, I kept getting stuck at this amount of clients. I just couldn't go further. And every time I tried to approach them and doing sales and all of that, it just didn't work. And I didn't know what until I found this thing. Now, first of all, we need to look into the offer that I had at that moment, because the offer is mainly what we need to talk about when we want more clients coming into our doors, okay? So what we did at that time was we were saying like, okay, we can help you with marketing and lead generation. And this is what most businesses that I see nowadays are doing as well. They're saying we can help you with X amount of service. Like we are doing web design, we're doing software design, we're doing copywriting, we're doing whatever it is, you know? We're saying like we can do this for you because you probably need it. And then you say we do it for this amount of money, whatever it is. We wanted at that time to close clients that were at least valued at like 2k a month, because that's what I consider to be like a high ticket client, you know? So this was what we were literally doing, but this is a bad offer. You can see it right over here, big cross through it. This is a bad offer, okay? This is the worst offer that you can make. And yes, we had 7 clients at that time, but it wasn't with a strategy, not really a strategy. We needed to improve our offer and the way we positioned our brand, like how we positioned our company and the way we approached our clients when doing sales. So now it comes, okay? Now here's the interesting part. So a lot of people, like I said, are doing this, okay? A lot of people say we sell our services, but instead of selling your services, what you should do is selling the outcome, okay? People don't want marketing. People don't want to spend $2,000 on marketing every single month and on your website, on whatever service you're providing. People, your clients, want to spend if the return on investment is good, is positive, okay? People, like for example, in my case, are people paying for the marketing, or are they paying for what they are getting when they have marketing, all right? And in this case, like they are getting leads, they are getting new clients, they are getting revenue, you know? So this is what I should focus on when doing sales, not their marketing and not how many hours I put in, how hard I work, what a crazy team I have. They don't care. They care about results and results only, all right? So this is what we should focus on. We should shift our mind and don't focus on services anymore. We are not providing services, we are providing results, okay? And you will see a significant impact and like difference in already when you change this, okay? But there are a few other things, like when we want to go from a bad offer, like you're seeing right over here. When you want to go from a bad offer all the way to an irresistible offer. Not just a good offer, no, an offer that they cannot resist. Just an offer that they cannot say no to. When you're hopping on a sales call, when you're reaching out, when you're trying to get new clients, when they hear about your offer, they are like, what? I need this. I want this. This is the thing that I need. Okay. And you will not get there by just saying, hey, I can make your website. Hey, I'm doing marketing or whatever. No, this doesn't work. Okay. So there are 4 things we need to keep in mind when speaking about creating an irresistible offer. Okay. There are 2 things, like you can see right over here. There are 2 things that we need to increase and that we want to max out. And there are 2 things that we want to decrease and that we want to make as simple as possible. Okay. It will make sense in a bit. So pay attention, because this is the most important part, all right? Now, when speaking about the first thing, it comes close to what I already said. Instead of focusing on the service, you focus on the outcome. So we want to make sure that we focus on creating and crafting a dream outcome, okay? What is the dream of your client? What is their big dream that they are having, okay? They are having a problem and you are solving a problem. This is the foundation of business, you know? If you solve a problem, you are valuable to someone and you can charge money. So the bigger the problem that you can solve, the more money you can charge, okay? And I talk about this a lot. So this is not what we're talking about here. We're talking about creating a dream offer, a dream outcome. Now, what is this? In our case, when speaking about marketing and lead generation, the dream outcome of our clients was to have like a consistent flow of very qualitative good leads, you know, constant leads coming in, new sales, new clients, new money. This was the goal of our client, the outcome, the dream outcome. So this is what we focused on. Instead of saying, we're doing your marketing, I was about to say, hey, I can 10x your leads, all right? And in a second, when we've talked about all the things, I will even show you how we did that, and I will show you some examples and everything. Everything will be revealed, all right? So stay with me. Now, the dream outcome speaks for itself. But the problem is, once you start making these big claims and you're saying like, I can do this for you, then people will be like, okay, it sounds very interesting, but I don't trust this guy. Like, who is he to tell me this crazy promise, you know? So there will be a lot of questions popping up to people's mind. So the second thing that we should look at is this thing. It's the success potential. What is the likelihood of achievement? I mean, you can back this up by a lot of social proof, okay? So if you already have some clients, if you already have worked with some clients in the space and you have some good results, which we had in that time, like we said right over here, we already had some clients who were happy, who were paying good, it was all good, but I wanted more, I wanted to grow further. So I used my existing clients as good reviews and to back it up, you know? So I said, this is the dream outcome. I'm gonna 10x your leads. We're going all in, and we can do that. We can make your dream, like make it come true. And we backed it up with reviews. Look, this client in literally a matter of 10 days already 10x their leads. In a matter of 2 months, all these results. We were constantly sharing the examples and the results to prove that it is possible, okay? So these are the 2 things you want to increase when speaking about your offer that you are making during the sales calls and when reaching out and all of that, okay? So dream outcome and making sure that the success potential is as high as possible. Back it up with social proof and all of that. Now I have an extra tip. If you are literally starting out from zero, all right? You have no clients, no portfolio, no reviews to share or whatever, then you can pick literally other case studies from other clients or whatever, like people that you see on the internet who are doing the exact same thing. You can literally, if you are in social media and you're trying to sell your client on short form content or whatever, like reels and all of that, you can literally go to an account of someone else and show your client like, hey, look, it is possible because this person did it as well. When you're selling websites or marketing, you can just share examples of companies who already applied this and reached the same results, or maybe even bigger and better, you know? So you can back it up with just showing proof. Like it can be your own proof, which is the most powerful one, but it can also be like external proof, as long as you can show that someone else has already went through that path, okay? Now, there are also some other things, because when people are like again, I mean, I'm giving you this offer, okay? I'm giving my client this offer. Dream outcome, it is possible. Then there are still a lot of questions in their head. What does it cost? How long does it take? All these kinds of things, okay? So there are a few things we want to minimize, because now the real questions pop up of your client. They're gonna have like these like objections and all these kind of weird questions during the sales. You probably have seen it. Maybe if you're struggling in your agency right now, you probably have seen it. Now, the third thing in here, and this is the first thing that you want to decrease, is the duration, okay? Is the duration of how long does it take before they get their dream outcome. So before they get their dream outcome, how long does it take? I mean, I want my dream to come true, but if it's like taking 100 years, then I don't want it, you know? I mean, it takes too long. So you need to be very clear of how long it will take before they get this result. So you want to minimize the time. Like, people want it now. Not even that, people want it yesterday, okay? People want it last week. People want it now. Your clients have this problem and they want it to be fixed. Whatever you are selling, it's marketing, copywriting, your marketing, AI consultancy, whatever it is, all right? People want it now. So if it takes too long, they probably go to your competitor who's faster, who's better, all of this. So be very clear of how long it takes before they can expect results, you know? So, and I think this speaks for itself, but it is important. Now, the last thing and the second thing that you want to decrease in over here is the effort and the cost. I mean, the client can still be like, okay, I get my marketing, like my leads in like literally next week, but if it costs me $1 million, it's not worth it, you know? So people want to know how much does it cost, and not just that. They want to know how much effort do I need to put in myself. Are you going to do it for me, or am I going to buy like a course that I need to do it myself and all of that, you know? Like, there is a very big difference in what kind of an effort a client needs to make. So dream outcome, success of like the potential, like the likelihood of achievement, these are the things that you want to increase. Now, on the other hand, like you can see right over here, the duration and the effort and cost you want to decrease, okay? And this is how you create an irresistible offer. And this is what we did during the time with my agency. And I just couldn't scale further. So I needed to make sure that I kept this in mind. And it made a huge impact, all right? Now let's dive a little bit deeper into how I exactly did it. So instead of saying like, we're gonna do your lead generation and your marketing for $2,000 a month, no matter what, no matter how many results or whatever you're getting, we went to this offer, okay? And now I'm gonna show you something crazy. This was the new offer that we were applying at that time. So let me show you right over here. This is the website of For Your Brand, my agency, that we're still running to this day. We have like a team of 12 people right over here. Alhamdulillah, it's going very well, and we were able to scale it up to 50K from this moment. So as you can see, and now we need to zoom in a little bit deeper, okay? As you can see right over here, when you go to the website, it says 10x your inbound leads without taking any risk, okay? You see the reviews right over here. You see here a few quick unique selling points. No cure, no pay. We take the risk for you. This is crazy, right? 100% quality leads through AI qualification. First 10 leads for free. You see a lot of different partners right over here. You see the team. You see the people right over there. You see here no long contracts. You see here pay when we succeed. No high investment. You see a review popping up directly. This is what it looks like. You see this is the dream that they want. Leads in their mailbox, you know? And it just kept going. We were explaining what to expect, like that there were no questions anymore. Here, from promise to reality. Here are some of our successes. One client saying, we already acquired 10 new customers in the first phase of our collaboration. Another client saying, we received 50 leads in the first month. Great service. Here another one, haha. At some point, I needed to stop my campaign, put it on hold because too many requests came in. These are good things. Everything like empowers the story, you know? So here, and they were not just the only ones. 100+ happy partners preceded you. Like here, all different partners who we worked with, different reviews. You see all of it, and it just kept going. You only pay when the quality leads flow in, all right? So let's go back now to this thing, okay? The dream outcome. What is a dream outcome? People don't want marketing services. Did you on this page saw at some point us talking about marketing and about all the hours and the skills that we have? No. We talk about what the client wants. You need to think from their perspective, not from your perspective, okay? They don't care about your services, they care about results. So that's what you focus on. dream outcome. We were constantly talking. You are going to double your leads, all of that. And what is the success potential? I mean, when going back here, let me check it one more time. What is the success potential? Reviews here, reviews there, another reviews. Here, again, a lot of different reviews popping up as proof that we actually did it, you know? And also, we lower the risk by saying, hey, no cure, no pay. You get your leads for free. You get your first 10 leads for free, you know? All these kinds of things. So the likelihood of achievement, the success potential gets increased by just saying like, there's no risk. But that brings me to the other points. I mean, the duration. How long will it take me to get leads? Here, 10x your leads without taking any risk. Pay when we succeed. We were even mentioning things like within 2 weeks, we have your campaign set up and running. Okay, these kinds of things. And this is important. So the client didn't have any questions left, you see? So then the last thing, effort and cost. This is the biggest question that your clients, your potential clients will have. It sounds amazing, but how much do I need to pay? It probably takes like thousands of dollars and all of that, you know, or I need to do it myself. No. Here again, without taking any risk. The risk is on us, okay? First leads for free, no long contracts, pay when we succeed. It was a full no cure, no pay, done for you service. Everything like that. Like the craziest promise that we make. So as you can see, we went all in, okay? I was done. I wanted clients and I was sure that I could deliver it. So this is also very risky, okay? I'm not saying copy the exact thing that I'm doing right over here. I'm saying look at this thing. Look at what you need to create an irresistible offer. You want to lower, like as much as you can, the effort and the cost. And I want to add a few things upon that. First of all, I'm going to share with you right now how we actually got with this offer, these 33 clients coming in. And lastly, I want to share with you as well what were the pros and the cons, because there were also a lot of tricky things that happened after we closed this client, all right? So stay with me. And now I'm also diving into very complex stuff. And this video is very short, all right? So if you want more access to these kinds of resources and access even to me and my team, then quickly check the first link in the description and I will give you some more of that, all right? Now, let's continue. Here, we created this new offer. And first of all, before we dive into that, here you can see in the beginning, we were saying, okay, it costs you $2,000 a month, whether we succeed or not. But now, we were securing that we had clients that pay at least $2,400 a month. So it's even more. Like you can see right over here, it's even more, okay? Now, here's how that worked. Of course, we were working for free, like no cure, no pay. It was like a performance-based way that we worked with them. But as you can see right over here, the ad budget, because we were running ads for our clients, is like the ad budget was, the minimum was $1,500 a month. So they were not paying us, but they were paying Meta, you know, the ad platform. And we know for a fact that if we work with the right clients, that our lead price was at $7.50, okay? So if you do the calculations on that, we were sure that we were able to get like 200 leads minimum a month per client, okay? And we were charging, instead of $2,000 a month, we said only $12 per lead, okay? So $12 per lead. And if you then do the equation, if you say, okay, they are spending minimum $1,500 a month, and we are hitting these milestones, then we have a minimum of $2,400 a month. And this was the minimum. When we had clients that were very good, or when we lowered the lead price, or for example, when they increased their budgets, if they increased their budgets by 100%, like they doubled it, then literally our fee doubled as well. So the potential was huge. I mean, we were even struggling a little bit at the 10K mark, but after adding this, we immediately scaled to a potential of 50, 60, 70K per month, okay? But it wasn't without any struggle. So let me share you that in a second. But first, I want to dive into this. How did we actually, because if you have a good promise, okay, you have a good offer, now you want it to be seen by as many people as possible. I mean, you can have the best product, you can have the best company, you can be the best in what you do, but if you don't do good marketing, if you're not in front of people all the time, then who will work with you? If they cannot find you, like I said, you can be the best in whatever, but they don't care. It doesn't matter, okay? Marketing is the most important part. So let me actually give you some sauce on that as well. The funnel, okay? The funnel. the funnel, all right? So the funnel, like did we actually do to get these clients in? I mean, we were running ads for our clients. So we were like, let's do the same thing for ourselves as well. You know, why not? So we started with setting up ad campaigns, and not just a few ad campaigns. No, we were doing like tens of different like videos. We tried all different hooks. I mean, back in the days, I was doing free running. So like doing sports and all of like flipping and all of that. So we even had a few ads where I was doing like a backflip and then I was talking in the camera. We tried everything, okay? So just having a good offer is not enough. You want to make sure that you put it in front of people. And you can do that with cold outreaching, warm outreaching to your network. You can do that with organic content, whatever, on YouTube, on social media, or by running ads. So we choose the way of running ads because I wanted to be seen by as many people as possible. I was already making some money, so I was like, hey, let me go for it, you know? Let's go all in. And then from those ads that were seen by hundreds of thousands of people in the Netherlands, which is a very small country where I was living at that time, they went into this, like if they clicked on this ad, they went to the landing page where all the info was, which was this page, okay, where we described everything. And this works in a psychological way. And when people clicked on this page, there was a link to a form, okay? And this form, we asked for more details of their business and if they were financially ready and stable to invest and all these kinds of things. We were filtering them out a little bit. And then we got leads, okay? So here we have leads. We have a lot of leads constantly coming in. Like in 1 month, we turned the ad on, floating in. But the quality was not very good. I mean, on one hand, we had good companies replying on us, but on the other hand, we already had also had a lot of people who were just there because they wanted the free leads, you know? So you need to keep in mind that this was the first struggle that we were facing by increasing this offer, okay? By all this irresistible offer, everyone wanted to work with us, and that's not always very good. We had an appointment setter in between, which is this. When a lead comes in, this appointment setter first calls or texts on WhatsApp or whatever to see if it is actually like a good lead that is ready to invest. And those leads that were good were hopped on a sales call, a closing call with me, of course. I was like fully all in, you know? So, and from there, through that whole funnel and all those steps, you then go to this part. And that is like actually closing the amount of clients. Alhamdulillah. It was the craziest month ever. But then the problem started, okay? The problem started. I mean, it's very nice. And if you have all these things like up and running, then the first problem will appear, which is the delivery. I mean, 32 clients, amazing, but my team was very small at that time. And there was not like money, like cash flow, like promised, okay? There was nothing secured because we were doing no cure, no pay. So I was at a full risk, okay? And this ended up in big chaos and overload. My team wasn't ready for this amount of clients. Low risk, if you lower the risk with such an offer, you also have low commitment of clients. So clients came in, they left again, they wanted just a few free leads and all of this. There was no commitment because it was for them like free, you know? I mean, of course, they needed to pay their ad budget and all of these kinds of things. But we saw a very big decrease in the quality of our clients. And also loss in quality of our service. I mean, because we needed to do so many things at the same time, we couldn't even pay attention like closely to our clients anymore, you know? So we needed to adapt and adjust. And this is the most important part. You need to test with your offer, okay? So this offer went like crazy. And after that, we didn't need to do any sales anymore because we had a lot of clients. But there are a few things that we did, all right? After closing the 32 clients, and I want to be transparent to you guys, is I got rid of 50% of them literally in the next couple of months, okay? Because they were low quality, it wasn't good, it wasn't working, and I doubled down and I focused, as you can see right over here, on the top 20 clients. So the best clients, the biggest clients who wanted to grow, I focused fully on them because we have like this, you know, this no cure, no pay, it's performance. So more performance, bigger clients, more money. You know, so we doubled down on them and we added, for all the new clients, added a base fee of $950 a month so that there was a little bit more commitment, okay? If they invest, we did a base fee plus no cure, no pay, okay? And that's how you can close like 10 times more clients with just changing one thing in your offer, all right? Now, if you want to know more and have some extra resources, because this is pretty complex, you know, There's a link in the description here. You can get access to me, my team, and all extra resources. All right. I'll see you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum.